Hello everyone, it's Michael from Chess Lifestyle, and we are here for another training stream. Let me actually check how many subs I've got. I probably should have done this earlier. Yeah, honestly guys, this 39 minutes of training a day is actually not fair because I've literally been training and doing chess literally all day today. So to do another 39 minutes on top of this is just brutal. It's absolutely brutal. So I was thinking, actually, I might do something kind of fun today. No, we do need to make this at least 20. We need to make this at least 39 minutes, at least to start the video. Yeah. So, yeah, what I wanted to suggest is that actually, what I'll do is I'll play a game of Blitz. And basically, if I ever lose a game, then we will do like a 2700 pass point exercise. So, welcome Arjun, welcome Yassine, what's up? Yo, it's been good. Basically, I trained chess with a friend this morning, and we did this insane calculation exercise. I can actually show you guys the puzzle that I did. Let me actually sign into my main. So let me show you what I actually did today. Have a look at this. Like, this analysis is and this was like the main lines of what I was calculating. Like, I calculated other lines as well, but this was the starting position to calculate, and it was black to play. And yeah, this was just so tough. And actually, like, we managed to find the right move, but we didn't find all the correct analysis. But it's still a very good exercise to try and work. Yeah, Arjun, I saw how you got on. So 2 out of 5, congrats, and 43 elo gain. Arjun, what's your rating? Let me check you out. I'm gonna expose you on stream. No wonder you're 1700. Right, sharking the open ton. I see. Yeah, 2 out of 5 honestly is really impressive given the standard. What was that your goal actually? Were you aiming for 2 out of 5? I can't remember. But yeah, I thought what we'll do today is we'll play a game. If we lose a game, then we have to do a puzzle, and then if we win, we keep playing. And okay, I'm on a low in terms of my rating. And you guys can discuss. I'm not gonna check the chat as I play. You guys can discuss the moves and stuff. You're playing in the Cannes Open A? Incredible. Let me check out this actually. Yeah, sorry I couldn't join in for that, Yassine. Like, I know you sent me the details, but yeah, I've been so busy. So busy recently. So just not possible. But yeah, like, best of luck. I'll definitely be trying to follow the event if there is some kind of chess results maybe, or I'm sure it'll be followed on Lichess. 2 out of 5 was your goal. Okay, was so close to winning the third game, lost a better position. Yeah, it's tough. These open sections are not easy. Like, did you see how, like, Paul Littlewood, the international master, he also scored 2 out of 5. Really tough tournament. Really tough tournament. Aha, it's not done in rating order? That's interesting. Oh, that's 2023 as well. Yeah, I mean, you've seen if you've got the details of, like, the event where I can follow. Maybe it's on Lichess actually. Maybe it's on Lichess. I guess it will pop up tomorrow if it's gonna be like some live boards, which I'm sure there will be. So yeah, I'll have to check it out when it comes up. But yeah, best of luck. Here it is. I'm 130th. Yassine, actually you can't send links on the chat. I think it's just YouTube policy. So I don't know how I'm gonna have to see. But yeah, 130th, that's insane. That's gonna be a sick tournament. Maybe just send it to my Facebook or something, and I'll open it later. Yeah, let's play some chess. I'm gonna play a 5-0 game. It's been a while since I commentated and played, but we'll give it a go. We're kind of at a low rating, so I'm not too bothered if we lose games right now. It's like when I'm like really close to like a peak, then I'm really gonna sweat it. But right now, okay, we're down at 2370, so we can 2370, 2350. Like, you know, we'll gain it back eventually. If we have time, could I show you my round 1, 4, and 5 games? Really interesting positions. Yeah, let me think about that. Maybe if it's a position that's... Oh, okay, it's an IM. Okay, we gotta try and beat this guy. Okay, Arjun, I'll answer your question in a second. Let's try and beat this guy. Okay. Okay, he's playing the modern. Okay, I always like to play h3 to give my bishop a home. Alright, so let's really focus. I don't really get this move. Never seen it before. I guess it's to play a very quick f5. But it's also not that big of a deal. Let's play with a4 against this b6. Right, and then I can play knight a3. I've definitely got some play here. Don't really believe in his attack. Maybe it's going to be good though. My knight is going to be so good on b5. Let's see how this goes. So I need to think how to continue. Do I want b4 or c4? Or do I want to improve my rook first? I'm going to play this dodgy looking move because maybe it could help with defense and just get off this diagonal. And I think I'll be playing with b4. Or maybe c4. God, it's a tough decision. I don't know, let's try c4. Wow, okay. That's interesting. I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm thinking of maybe trying to reroute a knight. Maybe via b3 or something. Yeah, and I thought about this. Maybe I thought knight b3 might be good. Let's try this. And if allowed, I might try and put my knight on d4. But I've definitely got some nice pressure with this bishop on h2. So he wants to get a knight into here, maybe. I can also take. That's kind of interesting. Let me take this. Actually, he has to take with the b pawn, and then the a pawn is weak for the rest of the game. But how do I actually attack it? Have I just shot myself in the foot? Because now maybe my queenside play is non-existent. That's very interesting. Oh, maybe that was a really bad move, actually. Okay, I'm going to try and put a bishop on f1. I don't know if I'll actually be able to hold this incoming attack. Maybe he'll get tempted to move the rook and forget this pawn, but probably not. How do I defend this attack? Is it even possible? I feel like b3 should be a useful move. Try and activate my rook. I wonder if I can even play f4. Is that such a crazy move? f4 is actually completely crazy. I also realize I can't play fast when I'm commentating. So, okay, let's try this move. It's really ugly though. It's really ugly. I really want to try this f3 idea. It's really ugly, but I think I want to try it. I'm gonna try it. He should probably take en passant. But I feel like my rooks can get in. This was my dream of bringing this rook in somehow. I think it's interesting, you know? Because maybe I can take over the g-file, maybe my king can stay in the corner. I think this is really interesting. Right, so he doesn't take en passant. What do we do? I think we take. It's kind of like some weird horizontally flipped Benoni. We'll call it that. Can I give a check? Does that do anything? Yeah, let's give a check. Are we actually winning here? No, we can't take on h4 because of tactics. Let's start with this. We're definitely dominating here. I just need to find a way to bring in the rest of my pieces and then we're solid. But how? We're also not doing too bad on time. I definitely want to play g3 at some point. I also need to make sure I don't trap my queen. Like bishop e2 would be a big mistake. I'm actually threatening something right now. I don't think I am. So like if he plays bishop f7, do I have something useful? I guess I could take on f5. So maybe he's in a bit of a bind as well. We're actually ahead on the clock now, which is unbelievable. Probably king h1 is a useful move. What else can we try and do? Rook f2 maybe. We don't really need that rook on the queen side. But yeah, just make sure the queen doesn't get trapped. Let's do this. If bishop g5, rook f2 is my idea. Wait, we can actually take here. No, we can't. Because of tactics. Let's do this. Maybe now we can threaten to take on f5? Because all of our pieces are on light squares. Maybe we get away with it. It's tough to say. So he defends. I'm not seeing a way through yet. I'm a bit scared of my queen. I'm gonna get her out of trouble. Maybe that activates their knight though. But what can the knight really do? Let's try this. This was my idea. Just tickle a bit. It's a blitz game. Can we... Oh, I don't know if we can get away with that. Alright, let's just pin this knight. Can't be bad. I'm just gonna get my pieces to light squares for some reason. Maybe create some threats which probably aren't threats. Alright, I'm gonna bring this knight back. Oh, I just noticed that the knight is also hitting here. I didn't really see that. But I've gotten away with it somehow. Now I'm kind of covering everything, just about. And I can take a pawn. Also, we're very low on time, so we need to play very fast now. Let's just be solid. As solid as we can. Shit, we might have mating ideas. Maybe? Counter? Fuck! Oh my god. Play on till the end. Oh, what am I doing? This is such a joke. Oh, this is such a joke. Oh my god. Oh, that was such a joke at the end. That was such a joke. I just didn't have the time to think. Oh, that was so embarrassing. Oh my days. God. In this position, I guess I shouldn't put my rook on e2 because it does nothing except block my pieces. I should just go to a2 and just push this pawn and hope. But yeah, this threat was so scary with rook h3 and mating ideas. But I guess the point is that when I take, I'm actually defending like laterally. I just couldn't see. I just couldn't see, guys. I'm gonna have to do a puzzle now. But yeah, I wonder if actually at the end I'm actually better here. Yeah, rook a2. Like, the fact I didn't play this is insane. Like, this is like my one chance I have to go for. Yeah, just 20 seconds madness. Like, I just couldn't think. Yeah, and queen f4, and I just tanked here. I just completely tanked. I got really spooked by this threat, but it's not a threat because the pawn takes and I'm still defending. So, did I? Or am I lost or something? Like, why isn't a2? Why isn't a7 just fine? Am I actually blundering a tactic? What am I blundering? Maybe they can just move back. Maybe that's the problem. And I'm actually really struggling to hold. But really interesting how I'm still holding with rook a2. They just moved the rook back and then I push g3 and somehow pawn takes and I just keep everything solid and defend. Oh, why did I tank? Why did I play 10 seconds on this move? Oh, this was bad. Oh my god. There's just complete panic. Complete panic. I still don't understand why this is completely lost though. Is it just this move? Yeah, and I guess if we push the pawn, what's the difference? Can anyone tell me why is a7 not working? Live Blitz, my dream come true. Yeah, choking against an IM on stream. Yeah. Jesus. Hey, I met you at the AGCOA tourney yesterday. Super nice meeting you. I'm the Scotch Gambit guy. Wait, let me think. I spoke to so many people about openings. Let me think. I definitely remember someone talked about the Scotch Gambit. I'm trying to put a face to who told me. Because I remember we analyzed the game on board, like on the board. We analyzed your game. I'm trying to think. Can you remind me who you are? I'm really sorry. I went through so many games that day. Maybe I caught your name or something. But I remember what were we discussing? You mentioned how like the Scotch Gambit, like, yeah, it was just a really tough opening for you because you were like, there are so many different lines where the opponent can surprise you. And then I was mentioning how like, yeah, this is why like sometimes playing a system opening can be a good idea. I remember our discussion. I just can't put a face to the discussion. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad to have had that conversation with you, and I'm glad you're here for some chess dreams. And because we lost this IM and choked this position, for God's sake, I still don't understand why is a7 lost, and why was I so scared of this? Like, I shouldn't be scared. I just believed for IM that this was like a big threat. It's not a threat. I just believe for IM. I don't get it. Let's see. So rook g8, apparently this is different. Queen takes g3 is... I'm now getting mated. Huh. I guess this is like some double threat, like triple threat or something, where like any defense is not working. So then why in this position rook a2 is fine? So if rook g8... Oh, now queen h5 is good? Oh my god. Yeah, this would be really sweet actually. If I could see rook a2 and see like queen h5 has a way to trade. And I guess in this position if I push and you go back and I give a... I can't give a check because my rook's in the way. This is the skills to be a good player. This is so sad. This is so sad. Yeah, and here was the other thing as well. I suddenly realized like I was getting back rank mated as well. Like it was just a mess. It was just a mess. Okay. In any case, glad you enjoyed that Memento Mori. Yevgeny, we will have to play at some point, but I will first do a puzzle. So let's give this a go. Right, as punishment, let's do a harder pass pawn puzzle because we need to improve our calculation skills and not think that that was mate. But this will come with practice as well. I'm still quite new to this kind of London setup and London kingside, so I think I'll get stronger at like visualizing these situations in future. But yeah, I think we had the better of him for some of that game. Actually, yeah, one thing I want to do. Okay, sorry, this is like super chaotic. I just wanna check out like the opening and see if I was doing all right. I think I was doing fine. I think this A4 idea was really good, and A5 and knight A3. This is all fine. Yeah, yeah. And my question was whether I can play with B4. And interesting, it wants B4 already. Knight B5 is so natural though. Yeah, and it likes B4 here. Interesting. So I kind of wanted to do this once my rook was away from this. Yeah, and if black goes G5... Okay, let's say they're not so active. Like, this is already like +1 for me. So how did the guy play in the game? The guy played like bishop D5, bishop G8. I think this was some garbage plan, but let's just play it anyway. So it even wants to get this structure... Okay, we can kick away this rook, and what's the point? We now play a5. Okay, so I think in the game, I was a little bit worried about, like, you know, if I get this structure, what do I do with it? But I can out-muscle, and then I can push a5. And if I can break a5, then I'm making space on the queen side, and this is going to be progress. Okay, so I shouldn't worry so much, and then I'm already at an advantage. Like, it's so easy to get an advantage in the London system. It's, like, if you know how to play it well, it's really easy. But okay, I didn't know how to play well. And my suspicions were right that closing this queenside wasn't so good. And f4 top move. Let's go. Yeah, this is sick. Yeah, and then he must have overlooked this idea, and I was just like holding on quite well, I think. Yeah. In a blitz game, this is so hard to try and convert, though. So here, bishop e2. What's the idea? Wow, so it's even saying I can take on a5 here, but I was always worried about this move. dc6. That's clever. Oh, that's very clever. So I just win the pawn. So in this position, can I already take on a5? I can already take on a5. So I didn't take on a5 because I thought they had this trick. Again, maybe believing that I am too much. Like, I should just calculate a bit more. Like, I should actually just bother to calculate and just see that this is not working. Like, I've got this move. I don't know. For some reason, I just completely chickened out of taking this pawn. Yeah, I think assumptions are one of the worst things you can do against a strong player, because then they get away with their mistakes, and they really shouldn't get away with it. Yeah, and yeah, this is when, yeah, I blundered this. I forgot that he could take on f4. I thought he was just going to g3. Then he blundered. He didn't take it. So yeah, this IM was playing really bad, actually. And then, yeah, we got down to 20 seconds. And yeah, I was playing super passively. And somehow the guy manages to choke this attack. So clearly, yeah, this kind of chess is not easy. But yeah, okay, very interesting. And then messed up the end. Okay, but yeah, this b4 idea with a5, this is actually really good to see. Like, this idea. Yeah. I haven't had too much practice with it. I've just been like analyzing it, so it's good to see this in practice. But okay, let's do this puzzle. Thank you for follow, and yo, JetBS, welcome to becoming a tactical rat. Thank you so much for the support. For anyone who doesn't know, basically I've got these tier lists that you can become a Mikhail Tal rat. So the first tier is like going through the deep dark forest rat, and then you've got like the magician rat, And then after 6 months, you'll be like the Mikhail Tal rat. That's like, a tat with like a really cool cigar. So, yeah, there's some nice tiers you can aim for. But yeah, appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. And okay, on that note, we should definitely be practicing some calculations. So, welcome to the tactics journey. We are streaming every day our calculation tactics, and we are trying to improve our chess. So, let's have a think. And as always, on any puzzle you get, you must evaluate, work out the goal of your calculation, then find some candidate moves, and then understand which move is best. So we will start with the evaluation now. Let's have a think. For the record, the white pawns are going this way, the black pawns are going this way. I made this mistake the other week where I got this the wrong way around. So definitely try and work that out. Also, JetBS, do you play the Grunfeld and the Sicilian Najdorf? If you play the Grunfeld and the Najdorf, then I do know who you are. I just can't remember who told me about the Scotch Gambit. Like, I can't remember who had that conversation. But yeah, if you play the Grunfeld and the Najdorf, then I know who you are. But yeah, okay, so let's have a think what to do. So yeah, if you like to message on chat like what your answers are, feel free to go ahead. I'm not going to read chat now. I'm going to try and solve this and then we'll discuss at the end. So you can discuss between yourselves what you think the answer might be. Okay, so let me tell you my evaluation and go with the calculation. I haven't really come up with my candidate moves or my answer yet, but let's start step by step. So when I see this position, I feel like white should win. That's my initial instinct. The reason why is because our pawns... Okay, we have equal material, but our pawns are slightly more advanced than these pawns. And if we've got a race on our hands, then like even an extra rank ahead might make the difference. In addition, this king is helping support the pass pawn, and when we have a race, you typically want the kings to support the pass pawn and the rooks to potentially stop the pass pawns. Now, yeah, it's not going to be so simple, because, I mean, in this position, there's already some pressure on this pawn, so, if the pawns suddenly disappear, this could make the difference as well. But in general, yeah, my goal of the calculation would be to try and, get a resulting winning position. Right, because, I mean, I guess that's maybe too vague, but basically just find a way to, be faster with the promotion. That's what I should be really saying. So, at this moment, we need some candidate moves. B5 is probably my first instinct after noting that there is pressure on the B4 pawn. I'd probably think B5. Another candidate move might be Rook E7 to try and go after this pawn. Another candidate move could be King D7 with the idea of just trying to be fast. Maybe King D6 also makes sense, keeping some tabs on the pawn and getting out the way. We don't have any checks, we don't have any captures. Threats-wise, I mean, this could be an interesting threat, except that it's not really working, right? It's not like winning the rook. Although it's kind of interesting, but not really. I mean, like, if the trade is going to be useful, then we can just keep the rook here and trade. So, in this position, yeah, in this position, we need to decide which of these moves is going to help us achieve our goal the most. So, B5 was my first instinct, but in terms of, actually just winning the game, maybe this isn't the clearest, because, I mean, yeah, I hang on to the pawn. But okay, I'm going to have to push the pawn again. I guess the rook is going to want to move anyway. And maybe this is actually pretty fast to get this pawn down the board. But okay, can this rook sack at the very end? And then have these two pawns really far down the board? Maybe this is actually a problem. Maybe that's a problem. This rook is already very well placed. And maybe these pawns need to mobilize together. Just pushing one pawn by itself, the rook can sack. And these pawns, if they get to the 6th rank, This is another rule. The pawns are better than a rook. So maybe this is the problem of just pushing this pawn. Like, I know that was some very lazy calculation. This was just kind of like cutting some corners there. I'm not like calculating move by move. But I think it's also instructive to like pick up like the key aspects about a position. Like, whether you can make progress with just pushing a pawn forward. So maybe the pawns do need to go together to avoid the rook sacking. And if that's the case, what options do we have? I mean, another option that I want to look at seriously is king d7. Because, yeah, this doesn't allow the pawns to go together, but you're very fast. Like, let's say if rook takes b4, rook takes, king takes, and b and c6. Like, it looks like this should be winning. Like, we can queen, and then we can even come back here, and they're just not fast enough. So, in this position already, king d7 would be a move I'd want to play over rook b4 because... king d7 is the move I'd play over b5 because both moves actually defend the pawn, either directly or indirectly, but this is, achieving our goal faster, right? So king d7 looks good. Now, what's the difference between king d7 and king d6? Looks exactly the same to me, right? Like, based on that calculation. If rook takes, king takes, pawn push. And this again looks... to be winning, I think. Like, if pawn push, queen, yeah, they're not in time to queen. So maybe on king d7, king d6, there's a different candidate move here. I was just doubting, like, am I sure the pawns are going the right direction? They definitely are. So if we go king d7 or king d6, what's the difference between these moves? I guess another candidate after one of these moves is what happens if black just pushes immediately, right? So let's say king d6 and they push, and we push, and they push, and we push, and they push, and we queen. Maybe they can play king here, and perhaps there's not a good way to play on there. Like, how do you even stop this promotion? Maybe that's the problem. And actually the problem here is that both of these moves don't allow like a piece to like come and stop this pawn. So I don't know if you guys followed that, but yeah, I was just worried about this pawn push. Where we can actually queen, but because the queen is kind of being restricted by their own pieces, it feels like maybe there's no way to stop the pawn. Ah, there is a way. So when the king is on d7, then there's no way. But when the king is slightly less restrictive on d6, then there is this queen check. Queen takes pawn check. And that's a very big check. And I think if we can get that check in, then I feel like we've got very good chances of winning. I don't know where they even go. Like, our rook would be able to join the attack as well. They'd probably have to go to g7 then. Nah, with I think we should be good. Yeah, we could even play queen e2 here, pinning the pawn to the king. I think this looks really promising. Yeah, this is fine. We should be able to win this. The king can never come to this open file because there's always some check. So I think this looks very promising. This king d6. But okay, if king d6 and they push and we push and they push and we push and they push and we queen, is there any other square they can go to that's good? So for instance, what about king d3? This also looks like a decent square that they can go to try and avoid checks. Oh, but then we've got the beautiful rook d7, right? And if they try and promote, then we can just take with a discovered attack, discovered check, and we pick up the queen at the end. So I think king d6 is winning from my calculations. And if you have a game where, you're pressed for time, king d6 is a move you just play right now. Because you trust your calculation, you think you've got it. But if you do have more time, then it's always worth checking your candidate moves. Not just because it's a puzzle, but maybe you see something else that works more clean. Like more cleanly, and then you realize that actually maybe there's something you've missed in king d6. But what were my candidate moves? I had this, and then also this idea. But this feels very slow. This feels very slow. Like, I could probably take, I take and then they just push. And maybe I'm even struggling in this position. Like, I'd have to get out the way, and then I'm even putting my king on, like, a square where I can queen with check. So I think king d6 is just the move. I think I'm going to go for it. So, guys, when I play chess, right, I'm playing, like, my opening systems that I know really, really well. So I don't have to calculate. So I can play more on intuition, and I can play some decent chess. Because when your calculation is bad, you can't trust your calculation. So what have I missed? I thought this was actually really smart. And I thought the difference between these two moves was that when we queen, we need to be able to take care of check. I thought this was really smart. What have you guys said? Okay, that's you, Jet. Okay, cool. Do you mind if I call you Jet? I know your real name, I think. I remember your real name. But I will call you Jet for the purpose of the stream. Did I miss the symbol? I said... guys. I don't know who started the rumor about I was going to do a symbol on day 30. But no, I said day 100. On day 100, I'll do a symbol. But we did just play an IM. And we almost got a result, but we choked. We choked at the last second and lost some time. But king d6, rook takes c6. Huh? Did I miss something? King d6, rook takes c6. Huh? Rook takes c6? King d6, we just push pawn? I don't know what you mean, Arjun. What do you mean rook takes c6? When? We're going this way, no? So what's wrong with this move? At least Melora, we both got it wrong. So it shows that king d6 isn't a crazy move. Okay, so maybe I didn't consider enough of black's candidates here. I mean, one was to play rook takes, where I just felt like we were fine because we had push, queen, and we're completely winning this. I also don't believe if like the king tries to come back and you know the pawn only gets to like the 4th or like the 5th or 6th rank, like 4th or 3rd rank, like this should be winning. So king d6, they can't take the pawn. And we already saw what happens if they try and push. There's no other good move. It must be pushing here, and I must have missed something. Here. Is there another square they can go? Maybe they can go king d4? I didn't consider this, but no, the queen can just come here. Check. This looks completely winning to me. Also, all of my losses in yesterday's tournament, I had the white pieces. Ah, really? Okay, so yeah, your Grunfeld Najdorf going well, and then you need something different to a Scotch Gambit. I mean, I will have a Chessable course coming out very soon on a very novel opening, which I have a lot of belief and faith in. So maybe, the thing is, I don't know if I can show you any of the lines like on stream, like before it comes out, because I think it's probably going to be very confidential. So I think once the course comes out, maybe I can show a bit more, but also I can't just show everything because then what's the point of like making this course? But I think it's a white repertoire, and I think it's really deadly. It's going to be really good. But yeah, if you play the Najdorf and you play, yeah, we spoke about this, right? Play the English. Right, like I think just try play the English, see how it goes. Like if the Najdorf and Sicilian are going well, then you'll understand like the structures maybe a bit. Also, if you play Najdorf, maybe playing like d4 is interesting. Like maybe playing like some kind of Catalan system could be decent. This was the what tournament is it called? It's like English Juniors and Coaches Association tournament, and it's like some like annual event where they have like regional stages and national stages, and I think if you're under the age of 20 then you can participate. It's a bit like this like mega final, giga final stuff, but like a different organization. It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, can't wait to try the English. Yeah, just start playing it, man. Like I don't know what resources I can recommend. Actually, you know what, Jet? If you DM me, on Ponziani Master, I will try and send you this insane resource on the Reti. It's actually how I learned for Reti, and it's Reti English, like it's kind of the same. And yeah, if you DM me on Ponziani Master, I will send that to you as a thank you for subscribing. But I think that would actually be probably the best resource you can use to get into the English, because it's like I also watched it when I was like 15, and it was super clear and just really nice lines. So I think it would be really good to check out. What's a good opening for white to have a good center? Oh, I mean, probably play e4, right? Probably play e4 and like probably play e4 and I don't know, like probably on c5 play like for an Alapin. This might be a good idea. And then on e5 maybe I don't know, maybe like Scotch is a decent option. Not too sure. A good center. But actually, I don't like getting a center. Like, getting a big center where the opponent can undermine an attack, this isn't actually my style. I don't like it. Bishop opening against e5 is good. Yeah, bishop opening is really good, actually. If it's got lots of nice, unique theory, and it's quite rare, you can definitely get some practical advantages there. And it's like, completely legit as well. Like, at worst, it's equal. Like, it's good. But yeah, what the hell is this? Why is king d6 not the move? I don't get it. I actually don't get it. What did I miss? You cannot get a nice center in most modern openings, right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So if we can't get a nice center against most modern openings, why even learn to play with a good center? Just, you know, play this hyper modern stuff and outplay your opponents. I don't know, if you want a solid center, probably the London system's actually a decent opening. I can't believe I'm advocating for the London, but I actually rate it so much. I think it's really good. But yeah, I actually have no clue. So I think let's just view the solution, just try and understand. Like, I really don't understand why king d6 isn't winning. King d7? Are you serious? What? And that's just puzzle complete. Okay, I do not understand this. If I... Wait, is this gonna work? Okay, thank God. I just want the engine to work. So... Yeah, see, I was very worried if I refresh the page, it might just change tactic, right? So I'm glad I didn't just refresh the page. So let's just get this on the board. Yeah, I just want the engine to work. Okay, so let's find out. Wow, so king d7's winning, king d6 draw? I thought it was the other way around. So king d7, and it just stops there. This puzzle is so annoying sometimes. Okay, so queen, king b3, and what do we do here? Oh, and this is just winning? Are you serious? This is the most stupid puzzle I've ever seen. Okay, and then this is just winning. Okay. Like, I don't know how you would, like... I mean, okay, you're the one giving the check, but then what's the difference? King d6, we can do this in one move, no? Oh, and now this is winning, so I missed a resource. So here... Wait, so king d6, d4, c6? Rook c1. Oh my days. What a move. What a move. Because, but still, black can't really get these pawns going together. King b3? Yo, this is like a 3,500. This is a 4,000 level tactic. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? I'm gonna give this a thumbs down. I'm sorry. This is just like, this is not human. This is not human. Like, to find this, king b3. Guess it makes sense. Because yeah, this is the principle, right? You want to use the rook to defend the passed pawn, and your king to support the passed pawn. Now the king isn't really supporting the pawn, but the pawn can run on its own. Whereas for white white's actually got their pieces in a mess because the rook is not on e2. If the position was the rook on e3 and the king was on b7, then this would just be like at least maybe even winning, right? Let me just test this out. Let me set up this position. I'm very curious. Let's go to a board editor. And can I copy the FEN of this? Is it gonna let me? It's not gonna let me. Okay, I'm just gonna have to make it. So I know this is quite unnecessary, but I just wanna like see my understanding, if my understanding is correct about this. Like, would this actually be winning if the pieces were flipped? Like the rook and king were flipped, because that's the principle, right? The principle says that the rook should be defending the runaway pawn, the king should be supporting the runaway, your own passed pawn. Would this actually be a win with white's turn to play? Let's see. Yeah, so this is winning. So you see, basically, yeah, when the rook is guarding against your opponent's passed pawn and your king is supporting your own, this will be a much healthier scenario. Yeah, b5, b4, we're doing fine. We can always sack this rook. And also, yeah, this is a general rule as well. Whenever like the pawns, imagine this pawn was on e4. So let's just imagine this position. Having the rook behind this pawn is actually the best way to stop these pawns. Because when the rook is behind here, this pawn can still run. But when the pawn is here, this pawn can't run because of the rook, and this pawn can't run because of the rook. So whenever you get a choice between putting the rook behind one of these pawns, very often, like if you just have like a split second to decide, this is the better pawn to put your rook behind. So this is something I don't know where I learned this. Probably, I think it may have been Nicola, my former coach, international master. He may have just mentioned this in passing. So this is a really nice one to remember. But yeah, good to see that the principles hold up, and this would be winning. Yeah, let's definitely give us a dislike. Like, screw this puzzle. Like, what the hell is this? And this one, is this a pass pawn exercise? Can we count it? This isn't really a pass pawn exercise. So we're gonna do another one. I might have to make this the last one, guys. Like, I've done so much chess today. We've got to call it a day at some point. What are people saying? Yo, Ikvan, welcome to the stream. Are you doing blitz games? I am not doing blitz games. We are training. We are practicing our calculation and tactics. So yeah, that is the plan. So you are welcome to join us and try and work these out as well. So I guess this is going to involve passed pawns. I'm going to assume that might be Jet DMing me, so I will open that in a bit. Okay, so let's just try and do this. I'm so done with calculating today, but let's just try and do it. So in this position, materials equal, except we have opposite colored bishops. It is not equal. Black is up a whole rook. Oh my god, okay. Black is up a whole rook. There are opposite colored bishops on the board. There is some immediate tension on these pieces. This should be noted. So, in this position, what candidates do we have? I mean, to be honest, in the game, I would probably say, like, I would be aiming to draw this position, given I'm a whole rook down. But maybe we can play for more. Like, I mean, in this position, there's so much tension, and we've got this potential for a passed pawn. Maybe we have something here. So, candidate moves. My first candidate was just to take the queen. My second candidate was to take the bishop, and then take the queen. And it feels like it has to be some kind of like explosive capture or check, otherwise we're just going to be lost. So I feel like that's a good place to start. So let's have a very quick look at queen takes. And we're forking the king and rook, so basically rook takes is forced. So queen takes, rook takes, and in this position pawn takes queen. And in that position, we are still in exchange down, but this pawn is very strong, but they do have a connected pass pawn as well. And the problem is, I don't think it's so easy. Oh, is it easy to push, right? Is it actually quite easy to push? We just take? How do we even stop us pushing? Let's say they push the pawn. We push the pawn. They come down check. We play king h2. They push the pawn. We queen. And we should be winning there because our bishop can always sack for the pawn. So this actually looks really winning. I mean, in a game for sure, I'm already taking this bishop and going for this. But okay, let's see it one more time. When we take, what if they try and bring the king over, and they push the pawn? They give a check. We move the king, and here actually, yeah, the pawn is like the bishop. Wow, it's just completely winning. I think it's completely winning. I mean, I don't see a reason why we'd need to calculate this even. Like, it feels like what's gonna be the benefit? If we take and they take, yeah, we'd have to take here. Definitely doesn't feel as good. I mean, at the very least, we could play rook here. Push pawn and get the rook behind. And okay, we would have to sack the rook. And this might be... This should be winning still, though, with a whole bishop. So, okay, I actually need to... Guys, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Like, I know every stream I say I'm tired, but the thing is, I'm not just doing 39 minutes of chess a day. I'm doing like 10 hours of chess a day. So, this is just like extra... Oh, extra pain. Okay, so why is one of these winning and one of these not? If we take here... Do they have a choice? No, they have to take. And then we have to take, otherwise we can't push the pawn. And in that position, do they have something? What if we push? And they push. And then we're in trouble again. Also, these kind of positions, like, it's really important that you just improve your calculation to the point of being able to work out the difference, like, faster. Because in a real game, you wouldn't know that one of them isn't working, right? In a real game, you would just think that they're both working and just play it. So I've already, in some ways, messed up the calculation because in my head, I think both of them work. And this is very dangerous. So in a real game, yeah, I'd already be screwed. So I already need to be thinking about, like... improving my calculation. So okay, all we can do is practice, but I'm just saying that yeah, this is a problem, that I'm not seeing the difference immediately. If I take and they take and I have to take, it definitely feels like I'm slightly slower, but I don't see the defense. Ah, what about a move like g5? But no, it's too slow. They just push. What's the difference? Okay, if we take here, is it really forced that they have to take us? It must be. It must be. And then we take. Ah, and here, they can then play g5, right? And now I don't have anything. Now I'm just going to be lost. So that's the difference. I have to take because they don't have time to play g5. Right, this g5 resource is so important spot. So yeah, looking for your opponent's resources are more important. So I think you have to take. I think this is a big blunder. Here, and then they just go g5, and then I've got nothing. I think that must be it. Yeah. So then we push, and then we just get this winning endgame. Nice! Yeah! Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Good night, Minora. It's late. Yes, especially in Serbia. Thank you for sticking by for the stream, and see you tomorrow, hopefully. Why did you play a game at the start? I don't know. I just felt like I needed to play some chess today. I've literally been too busy to play. I just wanted to play, and I thought, yeah, I'll make it fun. That okay, I have to play. If I lose a game, I do a puzzle. If I win, I keep playing. But obviously, I lost immediately trying to commentate and play against an IM. But yeah, it was a good game actually. It was quite fun. But yeah, Queen takes c8, Rook takes c8, can't stop the pawn, and then Memento Mori hits Arjun with the g5. So yeah, this calculation, very, very, very important. Yeah, and Yevgeny was happy with the e takes d. So yeah, that took me a long time to work out the difference. But yeah, that was very nice. Unfortunately, guys, I'm gonna have to call it a day there. Like I am so done with chess for today. But yeah, this was fun, and congrats, Arjun, for the 2 out of 6 at Coventry. 2 out of 5, sorry. As like the open section looks so hard, so congratulations. And good job, guys, with the puzzles. And thank you, Jet, for subscribing to these streams and supporting the content. So yeah, thank you, and I guess see you guys all tomorrow. Adios.